Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your chapter number 1 part 3. Okay. So in our first part we have discussed about different reformers, right, trying to bring socio-economic change in our society, and the name of the leaders were Swami Vivekanand, then Dayanand Saraswati, then Ramakrishna Paramhans, right? So these were some of the leaders who tried to bring the change in the society, and the main person who started with this change was Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Okay, and that was explained in the first part of the lecture. In the second part of the lecture we saw that how the changes, how the leaders of the Muslim community tried to bring change in their community. Then we had learned about Sikh community, and today we are going to understand the remaining part of the chapter, and this will be our last part, or the third and the last lecture of this chapter. So we'll start with the remaining part of the chapter, which is Parsi community. The Parsi youngster who had acquired English education established Rehnuma-e Mazdayasne Sabha in 1851 for socio-religious reform movements, and Dadabhai Nauroji was the leader of this Sabha. So Sabha means actually a group which is formed to bring changes, and Sabha also means uh, where this group of people will meet, and they will also call other people of their religion, and they will try to impart knowledge and bring awareness in them, right? So the leader of this sabha, that is Rehnuma-e Mazdayasne, was Dadabhai Nauroji. Okay, this sabha had started a periodical. Now periodical means what, right? So we have heard about newspapers, we have heard about magazines, right? So this newspapers or magazines which are received uh, at a regular period of time, that is, for example, every week or every fortnight or every month, regularly, is known as periodical, and the name of the periodical was Rasta Goftar. Okay, and this periodical gave an impetus means encouragement to the reform movements, and carried out work for awakening of the Parsis. Okay, K.R. Kama and Behramji Malbari also contributed in the socio-religious reforms, and Kama laid emphasis means gave importance on the propagation of education. Propagation means giving more and more encouragement to education, and Mulberry emphasized on women empowerment. Now we all know today about women empowerment, because in today's world our present government is giving a lot of emphasis, giving a lot of importance to the empowerment of the women, that is by giving them education, by giving them reservations, by giving them some special rights. Okay, they opposed child marriage and encouraged widow remarriages, and due to the efforts of Mulberry, the government passed a law fixing the main age, it is minimum age for the marriage in 1891 century. Because before that, as we have discussed in this chapter itself, that the children, they were married at a very early age. I'll give you one example. Just by birth, and I have heard that even before birth, right, two good friends are there, right, and if both the friends, uh, one of the friend means uh, at their place, a boy child is given birth, and the other friend's home a girl child is given birth. So before the birth itself, they give terms, or they promise each other that if I'll have a girl child, if you will have a boy child, then we'll uh, get them married, right? So such conditions were also there. Then at the very young age, when even the children, they didn't knew what is the word marriage, right? Because they were kids at that time, they were married. And we know that future is uncertain, so in future anything could happen, and which was very uncertain, and due to which most probably the ladies, they were suffering a lot in those societies, right? Because if the husband died at the small age, then she had to uh, adopt the sati pratha, and if she didn't accept the sati pratha, she had to live the life which was like a hell, because she was not allowed to enjoy the festivals. She was not allowed to wear colored clothes. She always had to wear white color clothes. She was supposed to live in a small room without any kind of facilities, and she was even not allowed to talk to anyone in the society, right? So these were all the evils practiced in those days, right? That was the major reason why these reformers, they wanted to bring change in the society. Next is Jyotiba Phule. So Jyotiba Phule was a well-known social reformer of Maharashtra. He started a school for girls in Pune in 1857 century, and he helped the widows to remarry. Now we all know widows, the women who has lost his husband. That means a lady whose husband's death has taken place, then that lady is known as a widow. Okay, so he helped the widows to remarry. He challenged the authority of the Brahmins in the society, because we all know that the Brahmins were considered very superior in those days, and they had a lot of influence on the society. And whatever they used to say, all the people in the society used to follow blindly, right? Never anyone tried to oppose that, okay? Because they were uh, always frightened that they will curse them or they will remove them from the society. So Jyotiba Phule challenged the authority of the Brahmins in the society, and he established the Satya Shodhak Samaj. Okay, Satya means truth, in order to inculcate confidence, courage, and enthusiasm in the people. Okay, so inculcate means to build in or to instill. Okay, further, the next reformer is Thakkar Bapa. So Thakkar Bapa's contribution as the head of the Akhil Hind Harijan Sangh established by Gandhiji was very valuable in the upliftment of the untouchables. In the bracket it is given Harijans, right? We all know that in those days there was a society in which some group of people were considered as untouchables, and which was absolutely a wrong thing, right? And Gandhiji always tried to remove this difference in the society of untouchability. And after Gandhiji, Thakkar Bapa was the leader who contributed uh, in the removal of untouchability and for the upliftment of this group of people. He worked tirelessly to provide relief to people affected by natural calamities. Amritlal Thakkar, popularly known as Thakkar Bapa, was born in 1869 century in the city of Bhavnagar. He remained a dutiful and devoted servant of the people throughout his life. He was an engineer who left his lucrative job to serve the downtrodden and marginalized people after being inspired by Gandhiji. So again a new word, that is lucrative job, right? So lucrative means producing a lot of profit or wealth. So he was having a very good job, but just to serve the trodden and marginalized people. So downtrodden means what? So downtrodden means oppressed. OPPRESSED. Oppressed means what? So oppression, OPPRESSION. It is not the operation done by the doctors, right? That is a different word. This is oppression, wherein the people who were having the power, right, they misused their powers and they used to try to exploit the people at lower class. So such people were known as drown or downtrodden and marginalized people, right? So marginalized people means the people who did not get any kind of benefits in the society. Okay, so he tried to serve those kind of people. Thakkar Bapa established the Panchmahal Bhil Seva Mandal and tried to reform the lives of the Bhils who inhabited the deep forest and the hilly areas of the Panchmahal region. So this Bhil community is considered as a tribal people, right, who used to live in the deep forests and the hilly areas of the Panchmahal region. So he also tried to bring change for them and try to help them out. Thakkar Bapa and his followers freed the Bhils from the addiction of alcohol, other evil customs, and superstitions. Superstitions means andhvishwas. He opened schools for the Bhil children, because if the students, they will learn, they will get educated, then only they'll come to know what is right and what is wrong in the society, and then they can bring change in their own society. So education is must, right? And all these our religious leaders who try to bring change in our society got the encouragement, and the main reason behind that is their education, their knowledge. Okay, he taught them how to operate a spinning wheel to produce khadi. We all have heard about the charkha of Gandhiji, right? So he helped the Bhil people to learn how to use it and to produce khadi, and involved them in a small cottage industry so that they can earn their livelihood. Okay, as time passed, awakening and nationalism spread among people, which connected them better with the freedom movement. Right, so we have learned about the freedom movement of India also. How was it possible? Because of such leaders who tried to bring change in the society, who tried to educate more and more number of people so that they get awareness, and due to their effort, the people of India became aware, educated, and they tried to acquire freedom from Britishers, because they understood what are their rights and freedom, and they later on didn't want to live under the control of the Britishers. Gandhiji's emphasis is upon the removal of the untouchability, improved the condition of the people from the backward class. Right. So that's it about this chapter, and we end our explanation as well as the first chapter over here. And I thank you everyone for watching my video.